Hi, I'm Zach Stewart.
Laura Hotchkiss.
And I'm Daniel Kvoras. On this podcast, we improvise in character as hosts of a morning radio show in a fictional country called the Driftwood Isles.
Everything we say is made up, and none of the events, people, or places are real.
It's that simple. Now enjoy this episode of Good Morning Driftwood.
Hello, welcome back and good morning to you, Driftwood. We are back here with Good Morning Driftwood. With me, one of your hosts, Bench PerDiem. With me, as always, is Penelope MacGuffin.
Bonjour.
And Dirk Wiley.
Ho ho ho.
Wow, we're going real French right out of the gate, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Famously, one of our biggest enemies.
We're mocking them.
It's a taunt.
Indeed.
I want them to be like, oh, this is something for them. And they'll start listening.
And then they'll be like, oh no, they're dragging us to hell.
Again.
You're going to lure them in like a little prank.
And then, well, you get dragged, France.
Oh, now we're going like very different accent. We don't have to
You've been
unpack that.
dragged, France. Is that French?
That sounded French.
Sure.
Okay.
For my
Dragged.
limited knowledge of it. That sounded all right.
Dragged.
And you're
Drog.
Dragged.
Drog. I feel like now you're just like throwing vowels in to see
That's
what
very
happens.
Chewbacca like.
Yeah.
was Chewbacca French?
Oh God, please say it ain't so.
I don't
If
know.
Chewbacca was French, that would have ruined so much for me.
Would it?
Yeah, he's cool alien from Kashyyyk.
Fun.
Yeah, but if Kashyyyk
Is
is
Kashyyyk
in
in
France, that's going to be
Do
devastating.
we know for a fact that Kashyyyk is not in France?
We don't. We have no one. I don't think anyone has asked George Lucas that directly.
Now, we do know that it has been...
It is a planet.
But it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. However, now there is canonically a French planet, right?
Is there?
I believe that there is.
In what iteration of Star Wars or TV show or movie is that
I
established?
believe in Andor there is fully a French planet.
There's a
Also,
French
I feel like you're
planet.
saying I believe, but have you not watched it?
I know this.
Yeah, you know that.
Okay.
He's
being coy.
He's being
This
coy.
isn't-
He
this isn't
absolutely
belief.
has watched all these episodes.
Yeah.
So
It's
this
great.
isn't belief.
But there's just like
It's
a
great.
But there's like a plan. I'm like, what's their thing? They're French.
Man, they're really running out of. George Lucas was pulling a lot of the world building load in those original movies. I
Was
now
he?
realize he absolutely was. He was a master world builder.
Sure.
I probably should be more involved in this, but James Volvo's in the studio.
Mayor James Volvo has
The mayor's
visited us yet again.
And I was given a series of face scratches. We started moving. Oh, hello.
I'm sure the mayor appreciated
I was
that.
allowed a reprieve for 25 seconds.
It's kind of like jury duty at this point,
Yeah.
just giving the mayor some scratches.
We're going for
yeah.
sort of a rib massage at the moment. We're just really
Oh.
working the muscles around the rib cage.
James Volvo's
I'm getting further away
taxation.
from the microphone.
James Volvo's taxation is heavily revolving around. James Volvo's taxes revolve around. I was
Dude.
trying to do a Volvo
Yeah.
revolve
You
thing.
keep
Like
working.
Don't
tires
worry.
of a car, yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
wasn't enough. There wasn't enough there.
However, people get to keep a lot more money,
That's true.
which is nice.
People appreciate that. That's why he's been so popular so far.
Yeah.
Every time I shop, petting James Volvo, I get the dirtiest look from James Volvo.
That's his version of like the tax authority.
And James
It's been
Volvo,
like, hey, you've fallen behind on your payments.
James Volvo
Pet me
has made it into law that whenever anyone refers to James Volvo, they have to refer to him by his full name, James Volvo.
James Volvo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As you said,
That's just-
James.
There's too many
vague.
Jameses.
Too
He
many
said
Jameses.
Mr. Volvo. The Volvo clan of Driftwood is famous.
He also does say that Mr. Volvo was his dad.
Yeah,
So he
it's
doesn't like
clever.
to be
And by he
reported.
said, I think his campaign manager wrote a little sign on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that says, Mr. Volvo was my father. Bark, bark, hee hee.
Bark, bark, hee.
He wrote that out.
Which
on
was,
the
of course,
sign.
that was the big campaign slogan, bark, bark, hee hee.
Bark, bark, hee
Bark,
hee.
bark.
Because it's like, he's fun, bark, bark, but he's mischievous, hee hee. Yeah.
And now fun and mischievous are very different, and it's very important to differentiate between those two.
Mhm.
And that
And
is
also, what you want in a political leader is a fun, mischievous leader.
Like Napoleon.
No, Napoleon, that little guy, that little scamp running around is so mischievous, starting all those wars.
Just a little tramp
Just scampering around as a horse,
doing war.
doing war on people.
Oceans are battlefields now.
what a revolution.
Right?
Yes.
No one has...
holding his hand in his buttons. all those paintings of him standing, and he has
Here's the thing.
He has his fingers in the buttons.
You said that. I know exactly what you mean by the way you phrased it. And yet, that is a very funny way to phrase that.
He's putting his hand in his buttons.
He's putting his hand in his buttons. That's what he does.
His button shirt, you just slip that hand right between the buttons. Boom. Suddenly you're a classy French gentleman who does war on people.
Was there a pocket there, or was it just literally in the shirt buttons?
I think there was something up with his fingers.
Was there?
Yeah.
They couldn't have painted it out?
And he was, that's a good point. When someone's doing a painting,
it's a painting.
They can do whatever.
Picture.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Give you a dragon head if you want. Hey, paint me with wings.
Yeah.
Instead,
why didn't historical portraits have more fun with stuff like that?
Okay, technically, I would argue that whole period where they couldn't paint people sitting on horses properly, so it looks like everyone's just like side saddling horses, was quite fun.
I didn't know that
there
was a thing.
There was a whole period of medieval painting where they couldn't work out how to paint legs across a horse. So if you look back, it's just like everyone's side saddle. Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Or it just looks like a person standing halfway up a horse.
Standing halfway up a horse?
They're just like, they couldn't quite work out like leg either side.
It's not that regal looking to be straddling a horse from the side. You know, you have more authority if you're head on.
But if you're
on a horse.
But
whereas if you're straddling a horse and you're looking to the side, you look very
it's very
put upon. Like,
forced.
oh, I didn't see you there.
But if you are standing on a horse going into battle, that's kind of
epic
power pose.
Didn't they used to do that in the steppes?
In the steppes? What are the steppes?
The region is Russia, right? Is now what is modern day Russia or Soviet Union regions like Mongolia and the steppes.
What's the step? You keep saying that like that's a thing that we know. What's the steppes?
The steppes.
Like on a staircase?
No, the steppes. It's a region it's a geographical region of the world, Bench.
I genuinely don't know that.
It is.
You say that like that's an obvious thing.
Bench, it's called the steppes.
Do you know the steppes?
The steppes
Mongolia
were an
and
band as well.
Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the band?
No, I'm not talking about the band, the Steps, but we should circle back to them. Penny, I think, knows the lead singer, and so I think she knows their tour dates that they haven't released yet, and so we should circle back to that. The Steppes, however, are a vast treeless grasslands, usually in temperate regions, known for their semi-arid climate and significant seasonal temperature variation. They are found on multiple continents, including Eurasia, North America, and parts of Asia and South America.
So not on the Driftwood Isles.
Not on the Driftwood Isles.
Okay. But
I think
the Mongolian in front of you doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Just because it's not in front of you doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Penny is wagging her finger, teaching us all a lesson.
Object permanence.
What?
So object permanence.
Yes, indeed. But yes, the steppes, they were in Mongolia. And those are the archers on horseback that I'm thinking of. They may have stood on top.
Oh, okay.
As have maybe Native American archers.
Half a step back and we'll get to that.
Okay.
So why is it called the steppes?
It's a good question, Bench.
What makes it? Is it in relation to the steps that we know of from?
If this answers the question, it's spelled STEPPES.
That answers that question, but raises like three others.
So it's not spelled like steps, like staircase steps.
Okay, so why is it named that?
Can't tell you.
Why did you name it that?
I can't tell you. By which I mean not that I don't know. By which I mean that I literally can't tell you because I've been sworn to secrecy.
Penny, do you think that it's because they're named after Jonathan Steps?
Did you wait for me to move the microphone away to try and take a little sip, and then you, for the first time in ages, tried to engage me into this
directly?
And I was like, oh no.
No, I just noticed that we've been talking for a while. I'm trying to get you in on this.
I can't really be in this because
conflict
James
of interest.
Volvo is not happy when I stop with the pen.
You're being taxed. Hell.
Honestly, tax season's so hard.
Taxman's taking it up, down.
So hard when you get to this point of the year.
Taking it up, down on you.
Taxman taking it up, down on here.
Taking it up, it's taking it down. It takes everything.
James Volvo's currently under my seat and wondering why I can't pet.
You know, much like the tax people, if you ignore them, they go away.
I've tried this. I've tried so hard. I've tried.
That's what my tax advisor recommended that I do.
I did see that time that the tax man came to the office to try and talk to you and you kept turning your chair.
I just stared. I just turned more and just stared directly at you and refused. Yeah.
And
my tax guy is my milk dealer, by the way.
What I would say is I think it's like so much better when like the tax man doesn't like hit you with their nose to get your attention. Like, I think that's...
with their nose to get your
As
attention.
James Volvo is doing.
Yeah. James Volvo.
Well, he's very aggressive on taxation.
He just licked my leg,
It's true.
James Volvo.
He's aggressive.
I think James Volvo just licked my leg.
Now
James Volvo
he's playing
heard...
good cop, bad cop here. He's poking you with the nose and then he's licking you in the leg.
James Volvo heard the joke and went, I think I can heighten this joke, and went for a leg lick.
No, again, just
he's
to
good cop, bad
remind-
cop. He's the bad cop. He's been like, hey, you pay your taxes. You pet me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, don't, it's okay. You can be. I understand. Oh, that's so mean of that guy.
I can't really complain about James Volvo because, like, if I'm being honest, James Volvo, I think, is real good temperament, real chill guy.
I don't know if we established James Volvo is a dog and is the mayor.
That's what I was going to say.
Is the mayor of our town.
Because once we said that James Volvo licked Penny's leg, that could have gone a number of different ways, and we need to make it very clear.
I can't
James
remember
Volvo
if we
is the mayor and also a dog.
A dog. There was an episode a few weeks ago in which we had the debate between the campaign managers of the two dogs. James Volvo ultimately came out on top by default because the other side colluded in corruption. And so now James Volvo is the mayor.
Also a dog.
A dog. I think it might be your... Oh, no. For a second there, I thought it was your tax
I ignored the tax man, and the tax man moved right on back.
It works.
Yep.
I know, but I got a paw a second ago. There was a bit of a, like...
Olive branch extended. Yeah. Well, that's a trap.
So you said before that you can't
talk about the stuff. I can't tell you.
That feels like we should dig deeper on that. Are you involved in like
the
is
World
it like a
Geographical
mafia?
Society? Yes.
Okay, the World Geographical.
They make the rules about geography. They decide where all the things are. They're like, France, it's going to be there. The steppes, they're going to be there.
And they are you involved with them?
The country of Sweden, they're going to be there. I'm not a full member yet.
Are you trying to be?
I hope to be so bad one day.
How do you get to be a full member? Is it like invite only?
Geological trials.
Geological trials. Now,
yes.
Are those trials where you have to like answer questions about geology, or are those trials where you have to change the geology of a certain terrain?
You have to go into a cave, down exploring different geological environments, different layers of different layers of rock. There are only a few caves in which you actually experience the necessary trials and where the conditions are correct.
Like Plato's cave? Is that one of those?
Sure. I'm not familiar with that one. The Plato company has probably made a number of caves with their doughs and putties. But I'm talking about stone.
You're thinking about Play-Doh. I'm saying Plato.
Yes. What is Plato?
He's Greek.
Is a person?
He's who the Plato was named after.
Is this like Cher? Like a single name?
In a way, yeah. And
okay.
They have a lot in common.
Okay, cool. Well, then I would love to meet this person someday.
Sure. I think he's dead, but who knows?
Oh.
Who's to say?
That's a shame.
In the grad scheme of things.
If it's like Cher, I'd like to meet him because I'm great friends with Cher. Anyway, you got to go down into these caves and you essentially experience geology and geography in a way you never knew before, and then you have an understanding and a mastery over geography, and you are able to relocate. It gives you superpowers, basically.
Got it.
And you're able to have big influence and sway over where climates are, where conditions are. They're who controls the weather
now,
and who controls the tectonic plates.
Is part of the test then that after you go down to this cave and you gain this knowledge and this power,
if you survive, yes.
do you have a responsibility then to go back out and sort of pass that knowledge on to the rest of the world?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so it's not Plato's cave.
No. With great power comes whatever you want to do with it.
That's good.
Yeah. There's no responsibility involved. They make that very clear. They're like, have fun. Like, you earned this power.
More
enjoy it.
Just be fun.
Yeah.
I also think stop putting so much responsibility on people with power. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it just shouldn't come hand in hand.
It's not that fun having a ton of power if you then all have all this responsibility.
Boring.
Yeah, like, when you think about it, if all power came with that much responsibility, then the good people wouldn't want to get there. So then the only people in power wouldn't be the people.
would be the bad people
Would be
who
the
would
bad
want
people.
responsibility.
Exactly.
Did you
which
just
is
get
not what you
halfway through
want
that
there.
sentence and go, does this make sense?
Or did you lose yourself?
Yeah, what
in
happened?
the midst of it, as one does in the midst of a cave dive for geographical superpowers?
Did you think, oh, maybe I need to buy milk on the way home?
I was thinking that. Honestly, that's what happened. I was talking and I was hearing myself talk, and I was like, do I have milk? And then I was like, I don't drink milk. I never drank milk. And then I was realizing that I stopped speaking.
You don't drink milk?
No, I've never drunk milk.
What do you drink?
Water.
Exclusively?
Coffee.
You don't drink milk in your coffee?
No.
You just
I've
drink it-
never had milk.
You drinking espressos? You drinking you drinking just like black coffee?
Yeah. Black.
It's cool.
Espressos.
Is it?
So like detective guys. It's like, I don't know,
I
coffee,
suppose,
black.
yeah.
Yeah. I get it into however they give it to me in the diner. Just go to the diner.
However they give it to you?
just go to
they
the diner.
ask.
One coffee, please.
Yeah, normally I've never been to a diner where they've not they've not given me like the option of
You've
like,
never been to a diner where you ask for a coffee and they just understand?
oh no, but like they would be like,
It's like, what kind of coffee?
Do you want some milk as well? Like I've never had it like forced upon me like that.
It's not forced. I feel like it's an understanding.
No, if you go, you can't go
Are
to
you
a...
sure you're
you
not
can't
just
go
a
to-
regular there and they just know your order?
There
I mean,
you go.
that too, yeah.
You can't just go to a restaurant and be like, one food, please. They're
Yeah.
like, we have a menu. Like, tell me what you want on it.
Unless it's a set tasting menu.
Oh, I love a tasting menu.
And then
Yeah.
you go in and you're like, one food, please. One menu. One taste of one menu, please.
That sounds wordy. That sounds weird. Why would you say it like that?
You probably don't need to say anything, honestly. If you walk in,
Just walk in.
one coffee. Anyway, I never had milk.
So you're just drinking coffee and water?
Yeah.
What about a juice?
I've had a juice. I'll have a juice.
Thoughts?
Depends on the juice.
Your thoughts depend on the juice.
What
Yeah.
juice? What's juice? Rank your juices. Top 5
Okay,
juices.
top 5 juices.
Top 3 juices you love, and then your 3 juices you hate.
Okay, top
Really
3 and bottom 3?
Yes, top 3, bottom 3. A classic
All right.
top or bottom. Bing, bang, bong. Continue.
It's a real Downton Abbey situation with the juices.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Top.
Croissant.
I feel
Go hard.
heaven and hell. I feel like bottom 3 is going to be much harder than top 3, but I'll start with bottom 3.
Okay.
So third from the bottom. So the third least worst would be dirt.
Dirt is
juice.
not juice.
I wouldn't class that as a juice.
I wouldn't call that a juice
If
at all.
I
think
was
it's a very
thinking
good
of like
one.
juices, I'd be like pineapple, orange, apple. I feel like there's so
Well, those are the
many.
much-
These are
Yeah,
juices.
yeah.
These
But
are
we're doing the
juices.
3 worst juices that one can have.
But you're not supposed to
sorry.
drink that.
I didn't realize we were doing 3 worst. I didn't realize we were setting that bar. I thought it was just like your faves and your not faves. I
thought
didn't know we were
doing
doing it as
top 3 and my bottom 3.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
why is your
but
bottom
your
3
bottom-
dirt and not just like apple juice? You know,
Because I think apple juice is better than dirt juice.
it's weird to me that you'd even consider dirt as part of this category.
Yeah.
Again, we're doing the 3
Why is it-
worst conceivable juices.
No, I just thought it
There's
was
a
just
very
like stuff that you just don't really want to drink.
Yeah. That'd be like, what are your 3 favorite sports? And you'll be like, oh, cooking fettuccine Alfredo. It's like, that's not part of that category.
Didn't have to
That's
be in
a
that
different.
category.
That's a different
You've
thing
dragged that
entirely.
in.
But that's not a sport.
I also don't feel like that would be in the bottom. I feel like there would be much worse sports.
Oh my god,
It's not a sport at all.
not a
That's
sport.
the point, though.
It's not in that category.
Does Bench not understand categories?
Oh no, we don't have time to explain this.
That feels like the most basic thing you need to know if you do radio.
Let me get the flip
Is
chart.
I feel like talking.
Don't turn this on to me. Don't put me on trial for saying a thing about radio.
Said a weird thing.
No, because radio is all about, today's news item is this. Today's feature on this person. Today's debate is that these are all categories of things. We've done so many categories.
Sure.
Penny's list of lovers was one thing where she did the best love, like her favorite lovers. We did. Penny's got a lot of good lists. I'm now realizing we did a number of. Penny's done a number of lists.
I think it's because I think so highly of lists that it worries me that you're dragging like random items into your categories.
Look, I don't love lists. The last time I had to do a list on air was the top 10 things that Pirates of the Caribbean got wrong. And that was like,
That's a category, though.
but that was a thing that I
don't
had
remember
to
you
do. I
saying
didn't want
dirt.
to do that. That was an assignment.
Yeah, but I don't remember you like in those like top 10 things they got wrong being like, I don't know, they didn't go back in time and stop war.
Because
you know?
that's the top 10. That would not be in the top 10. It's on my long list.
So wait, Pirates of the Caribbean not going back in time to stop war isn't in like the top things they got wrong? Where you don't want them to stop war?
I want them to stop war. I think them not doing that it's a morally wrong thing. Again, in the long list of things they got wrong, that's one of them.
This feels like excuses.
This feels like excuses.
Is it, or is it
It's like
justification?
the top things are the only things that are cohesive, and then as things get lower on, it just becomes a mess of thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, isn't that true to life?
No.
Like,
No.
No.
Here's my issue. There's no cap on the bottom. If you're like out of the top 50, like say your bottom 3, because if the list doesn't have an ending, I'm like, well, it will go on forever. And then like the worst things would be really, really bad.
What a
you know?
burden your brain must be.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Not a compliment.
No, for understanding.
It's sad though, understanding.
Yeah.
Understanding Bench's brain is sad.
Yeah, it's made you really sad right now.
You seem, I'm sorry. Do you want to hear my top 3?
I want to hear the other 2 on the bottom.
You're not going to like the next one.
Well, now I understand your system, so I will accept them even though I'd have an issue with the way you're conducting it.
And I feel like because we understand your system now, we're more aware that this is going to be a dumb choice.
Yeah. We've become more accepting of your dumb decisions.
I
Bench.
really thank you. I really feel like you're going to like tear apart this next one.
I promise not to.
We'll hold it in.
I promise not to tear them apart.
If anything,
hit us with...
We'll cut to a very aggressive advert break. If we can't, if we feel like we're going to explode, we'll just aggressively go to an advert break.
Indeed.
Okay.
Hit us with that second worst.
The second worst on my list, and again, this is a list of bad, broadly categorized juices as I see them.
I
Second
thought you
worst,
say iced tea there.
No, is blood.
I'm more okay with that than I am with dirt.
I mean, at least it's a liquid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirt wasn't even a liquid.
It's like person juice.
To some animals, that is something they drink.
There you go.
Vampires.
To a lion,
Mosquitoes.
that's a juice.
Vampires.
To a mosquito, that's a juice.
Yeah. To a tick, also a juice.
To a tick, also a juice.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Do you
personally.
drink it? Do you drink blood often?
No.
How many
That's why
times
it's at the bottom.
when you go into the
I
diner?
ranked it below dirt juice.
Okay.
When you go in the diner, are they like, "What do you want today? Coffee, a little blood?" Is that what they say to you?
No.
You have to tell me where that diner is. You got to take me to that diner.
Have you never been to Shirley's?
I've never been to Shirley's.
Shirley's is
Never
great.
been to Shirley's.
No, you got to take me.
Shirley's is good fun.
Oh, they're the best. All of them are named Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all related?
No. That's what's crazy.
It's what's weird. All of them have been independently hired through hiring interview process.
Like a merit-based system, and they all just happen to be named Shirley's.
Yeah, it's weird.
So there's no apostrophe. It's Shirley's plural.
Plural.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's great.
Absolutely brilliant. Also saves you a lot on uniforms because you don't need like multiple name tags.
It's cheaper for you to do like one name badge without amends than it is for you to do it individually. And they could just got a bunch of ones named Shirley.
Love it.
And then they just keep handing them out.
Fantastic.
They're great. They make great coffee. So my worst
hit us. Well, I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I love to go to Shirley's, but not as much as I love to hear that number one most hated juice.
Okay. And again, I feel like you guys are going to, I don't know, pick this one apart. But the worst juice, in my personal opinion, is nuclear waste. I don't think it gets any worse than that.
Is that juice? Is it liquid? I don't know what form that takes.
This just feels like
well,
it's
you're
not,
lucky.
This isn't even going to come into the category. This isn't even going to wait, when do you get a drinks menu and turn it around and that's on the
juice
drinks
has
menu?
to be.
It's not a thing you can order. You can't order blood.
Yeah, why are these in your it doesn't
Again, they were the absolute worst.
But I still think it needs to at least come to mind as something you could drink. Even dirt, if you're like in a survivalist situation and you need to drink water, you could like drink water that has been in like city.
100%. Now imagine this exact same scenario, only you're in Chernobyl.
And there's nuclear waste?
I don't
think it would
Here's
take that form.
Yeah,
I think it
also-
would just be water that
Doesn't
is
it
in.
seep into everything?
Yeah, it seeps into everything, but
Yeah,
like
but
it's
that's
still going to be
radiation.
water.
That's not nuclear
Yeah,
waste.
it's still going to be like you're still going to drink water. It's just going to unfortunately be like radiate.
Well, that was my intention. It's juice that has been compromised by.
Well, okay, but you
radioactive
said
or
it's
nuclear.
juice that has been compromised. That is already juice.
Yeah, the list is juice. I
don't
understand
think-
No,
categories.
but
can't-
it in and of itself is not juice.
we
You see what I'm
can't
saying?
dirt
let
can be
bench.
juice.
If it's like apple juice that has been radiated, then okay, that's a bad juice.
I don't think we can let bench do categories
You
anymore.
can't do
Can I
categories.
just do my top 3 real quick?
Penny, from here on out, Penny is going to be our category leader.
You know what?
But I will,
We'll allow this.
Sure.
but I will allow you to finish out this list that you have started, this grave that you have dug yourself.
Did I start this? I'm not sure.
Well, you
Your
started with the
choices,
list.
really, yeah. Your choices made
you
this
dug
happen.
your own grave here,
Again,
at the bottom of which is blood and dirt and apparently nuclear radiation.
yeah, I dare you to
Hit
find
us.
3 worse juices than those 3. But regardless, my top 3. Ready?
Hit us.
Apple, pineapple, orange.
What order? Orange is top?
Orange is top, yeah.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
It does the job.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Top 3, yeah. Got to go with classics.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to a break.
Good Morning Driftwood is executive produced and hosted by Zach Stewart, Laura Hotchkiss, and Daniel Kvoras. Engineered and produced by Zach Stewart. Music by Daniel Kvoras.